Ready to go.
Good evening, everybody. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, no. Wasn't the right meeting up on the thing. Councilmember Clotworthy?
Here.
Councilmember Darrow? Councilmember Halchin?
Here.
Councilmember McAdams?
Here.
Councilmember McConnell?
Here.
Councilmember Ostrom?
Here.
Mayor Granstrom?
Here.
This meeting was advertised in accordance with Open Public Meeting Act, complies with all the laws therein. All right, we have the meeting minutes for the regular session of September 16th of 2024. I need a motion to accept.
Motion. I'll make the second there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on, we have the committee reports. We need a motion to accept all the committee reports. Motion.
Second.
We're trying to get to it quick. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We have no correspondence at this time, and we're moving right on to the oath of office for swearing in of Sergeant Michael Brewster to the position of police captain. Mayor?
I think we got the picture. I'll stand with you. Right. State your name.
I, Michael Brewster,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
to the governments established in the United States
and the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the police captain
all the duties of the police captain
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yes, sir. And then James is going to.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I do appreciate your support in getting this matter up to date. It was a long process. The Civil Service Commission, we tested for it. Came out number one. Promotion, so I'm excited to be here. I want to thank my beautiful wife and my beautiful children for being here. 19 years in the military. I was away at Fort Dix when the Civil Service letter first came in. She told me it came in the mail. Luckily, I was able to get the signature and get the interview she tell us. Here I am today. So I want to thank my wife for letting me know. Coming up from Florida, my sister coming from Michigan, and my family and friends for being here. I really appreciate the support you guys give me. I want to just a shout out to the guys I work with. It's a team sport. I can't do it without you. So I appreciate your guys' support and your help. I want to thank my Zone 5 SWAT team commander back there, Iden. He taught me how to be proficient in firearm. So I thank you for that. Out of thank you, so thank you to everybody when I get to you. And I'm honored and excited.
Keep it up. No problem. Yes. All right, take care, honey. Good luck. How are you doing?
All right, we're back in, everybody here. That was very nice nice thing to have from our meeting.
Nice group.
So we're gonna move on along to, engineers report.
Members of the governing body, the only thing I have to report is the status of the plant. All the underground piping was completed and tested. Areas backfilled and compacted, they paved not last week, the end of the week before. This morning, the shed was fabricated off-site, brought, it was set. So the only thing we're waiting on is the electric service and, the chlorine contact tank in the gas system. Everything is going as planned. We notified the people who are supplying the chlorine contact tank, and we notified Calgon to let them know that we're ready. So see what happens. We'll have some better news to report next month in terms of timeframe.
Have we had any movement of saying that we could take it earlier, that we could accept delivery sooner?
We just notified them that we were ready. So
Okay.
like I said, next week, or I'm sorry, next month. We'll see.
So February is what we're still looking at.
End of January.
Yeah, end of
January
January.
25th. They were waiting for us to let them know, so we let them know last week. We had to wait for the pressure test to come back. I mean, it was good, again, knock on wood, so we'll see how it goes. I set the poll for the new electric service, so we're ahead of schedule. We're waiting for PFC and G to do that. And we have some valves that we're waiting for to come in, which we knew we were going to wait. We have pumps that we're waiting for, but they're replacements. We can use the existing pumps even after the GAC system is installed. And because of the American iron and steel rules, that the pumps are delayed another couple of months, that we still have pumps that work. These are replacements, so should be an issue. That's it.
The one thing I wanted to go over is I'm getting all those canceled checks to get the back,
Great.
NJDOT reimbursements. There's like 200 and some thousand I saw on the audit. I'll make sure we get all them taken care of, and I'll cancel checks to you probably by Thursday. And then, we can submit for those reimbursements.
Right.
All right?
Yes, that's perfect. But I do have something else to report if I could. On November 7th, I got notice today on those.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
You want me to do it or do you want to do it?
You can do it. Go ahead.
Okay. The state of New Jersey, the DEP, is going to have a public hearing, or not a public hearing, I'm sorry, a public meeting for everybody that was involved with the Solvay litigation regarding this PNFA issue that's happening here in the Delaware Valley. And they reached a settlement with who they believe are the individuals that caused the problem. And the purpose of the meeting is to present the results and what's going to go down for those individuals, those municipalities and other water purveyors that were affected by the release of the chemicals. So they're offering it online. You can attend, virtually. I believe there's a website, Ryan. If you don't have it, I'll forward it to you if you want to.
I have a site. I'll put
You
it
have
on
to
the
register
Facebook,
for it, or you can go in person. I believe they're having it at Riverwinds.
Riverwind Community Center.
So I'm definitely going to tune in because I'm very interested on how the municipalities and the other water purveyors are gonna be able to get what I believe is rightfully yours, the money that you guys have put into the system to correct this situation. So, see what happens.
Is there a time for that meeting?
7:00,
7:00,
6:30, I'm sorry, 6:30, on November 7th. And I just got it today, or I would have sent it out to everyone, in an email.
Is that like an open forum meeting?
It's open to the public, that's a public forum.
A public meeting.
You can have you can go on the one on Tuesday that's coming up on 11 o'clock on Tuesday, October 30th.
Yeah.
That's the one for municipalities. That's the one
Where's
that
that?
tell us that's gonna be through Zoom only.
Zoom only.
Yeah, and that's the
Can you
one that's
send
gonna
it
be
out?
able to explain, how they're gonna do the application process for municipalities. So you can do, I can send you the link for that. Greg, you can be on that one too, you don't have to, the other one's a public forum. It's gonna talk about the same stuff, but it's just more giving us how to, apply to get the money and how they're gonna divvy up the money. It's gonna be a competitive process, or it's gonna be an RFP process, whatever I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm just saying that's what they're gonna go over on the 30th with us.
But I would, when is that?
That's October 30th at 11 a.m., I'm sorry.
Is it
October 30th.
virtual or are they coming?
Virtual, all virtual. They're hitting, they're only hitting, I think it's just the Gloucester County towns and Gloucester, Brooklawn, Belmar, and like 2 other towns in Camden County. Yeah, they're the only, there's only 5 in Camden County, the rest are all Gloucester County. I saw on the list. So they're probably gonna talk to the ones that are in that radius first, and then they're gonna go beyond that. So I think that's what they're trying to do, break it up. The DEP sent out the notice today, the other day, same time as November 7th.
It's phenomenal, it really is.
So at least I got a plan,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
you guys not gonna have to bear any of this at all. Not something we asked for.
I just want to thank you, Greg, for being, following through with everything, being online, with us. Fabulous.
Unfortunately, my job.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Being thorough with it.
Absolutely. Belmar had a tough, everything in Gloucester City, they jumped on theirs first. It's, drinking water is not something we should mess with.
Anything else for Greg?
I have nothing else. And Brian, just call me tomorrow about the other issue, and I'll get the detail for you, make sure you have it. For
The pickleball thing?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make sure we take care of that.
I have another meeting.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We now are moving along to the public portion. Individuals must state their name and address for the record and respect the 5-minute time limit while addressing the governing body. Please come up to the microphone as close as you can up to this microphone so it can be picked up. So we need a motion to open. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are now open to the general public.
Well, it seems like I'm the general public one, so.
Not yet.
Does that someone want to go before me?
No, go ahead.
No comment routines here, right?
Okay. You got
My
it.
name is Ron Villanova. I live at 207 Horton Avenue in Brooklawn, New Jersey. I've only been here for 77 years. What I'm about to show you is a complaint that I registered with Mr. Ostrom here a while back about the property next door to me. I've taken pictures of that property a long time ago when I registered my first complaint, and now I'm proceeding with it because apparently Mr. Ostrom feels that the people have cleaned up their act. I don't feel that way, and I plan to pursue it legally if necessary. The bottom line is I want you to see photographs of what this property looked like at before Mike came. And I guess he tried to enact the borough ordinance. These ordinances are, in fact, the laws of this town. Okay, and they stand unopposed. The bottom line is I'm going to pass these pictures. I want each one of you to see what I had to contend with.
Are these before or after?
These are before, but you won't see much difference in the after. And once you view them, I want you to tell me if you would sustain that in your yard or as a neighbor. You should not have that in my property. I put $11,000 fence up, real nice, that benefited them. I also offered to have some of this stuff removed at my cost, but it still exists. There was some improvements, which Mike has seen, but minor improvements compared to what's left. That's the before. This is the after. Try not to mix them up. At my age, it takes a lot to get them back in order. I don't have the brilliance of counsel.
Are these bricks?
Yeah, I was shocked. Is this your fence? Is this?
No, my fence is the white fence. I don't know if you can see it in there.
So
Okay,
where is this?
no, that's not mine. Mine's over on this side. This is the continuation of his fence that he put up after I put up my, vinyl fence.
Ms. Villanova, if I'm reading or if I'm seeing this correctly, so it looks like the grass and everything is gone and this is what was under it?
Well, the grass is gone and that's what's under it. That's correct, but that goes on for long periods of time. There should be pictures of the entire scoop. I thought that you received all of them. The entire scope.
This is what you just gave
Anyway, apparently the entire scope isn't here, I thought it was. But nevertheless, this is what remains. Would you like to see it as an attorney? This is what remains. It's about 17 feet long and 10 foot wide. That wasn't clear. But if you look at it now, almost everything's back to the way it used to be. I haven't taken.
The grass and everything is
Recent.
overgrown.
Pardon?
The grass and everything is all overgrown again.
No, but the debris is still laying there from like, beach umbrellas and things like this stack. They're still open laying in the yard. I've actually offered to clean his yard for him. It wasn't accepted. So what you're seeing there is broken bricks. You're seeing old, pallets that have been laying there for a long time, and we have mice that live in these areas. I've even asked the mayor if he'd stop over and look for himself at what he sees. There's bricks, there's stone, there's old pallets, there's a number of slate blocks that lay there, and now I have infestation of mice. My neighbor has them also on the other side of me. Do they come from that pile? I can't say positively, but it's likely.
Is there an ordinance that you have right there?
Well, the ordinance says, if you read it, and you should have read it, maybe not, it says any kind of debris, and I'll give you that portion so you can read it for yourself.
Thank you.
It's usually this one right here. It will tell you what constitutes debris and vegetation and all that other stuff that's in your own ordinances. And one of my other questions is, some of these ordinances need to be approved by the town. Now, there's certain ordinances that have to be under a referendum. I don't know if the health and safety matters of this, that you pass legislation on, have to be in accordance with approval of the taxpayers. Some of them have to have what you would call a referendum. And that's under state title. You have to have certain votes on certain ordinances.
Yeah, pertaining probably to safety and stuff like that, right? Ronnie?
No, I don't think there is a, that's why.
So the cleanup portion, did the homeowner do that cleanup portion, Mr. Villanova?
Right.
Did the homeowner do that, or the cleanup where you're saying there was a change?
Well,
Did he do that, or?
no, yes, he did. He cleaned up a portion of his yard, but that would be the closest portion to his house. The back portion remained as you see it. And if you went over there now, it's even worse than what these pictures show.
The original, stuff like that?
Yeah, because now the grass is growing back again and beach umbrellas all over the place. Apparently, Mike Ostrom and I have a difference in what we determine as neat, clean, and orderly. He visited me and he said, I find nothing wrong with this. He probably would have crucified God he wouldn't even see it. He'd be one of those guys that did that. I don't have any great regrets for him.
That's your before, and these your after.
I'm sorry.
That's before, and these your after, and you can separate.
Are they all back?
Yeah, yes, that's your after.
All right. Now you know my position. Now I'd like to hear from the guy that represents that. And by the way, how did he get the title to do that? By what authority did he get the title to be someone that walks around and evaluates property? Was that voted by council?
Yes, yes.
So my question is, how do we resolve this? Let him speak. Let me hear what he has to say. And then I'd like to have a portion of time to rebut what he says.
I'll go back over and look at the property again as soon as I get back.
Oh, no, look, we're talking months have gone by. Months have gone by, and I kept asking him, I got 9 more properties to do. I'll take him and do them for him. How much could it possibly take if you got a sheet that marks off the violations? I can do that. I wouldn't even charge you to do it. I remember speaking to you about it and told you I'd do it for free. Because he's encumbered by what he's doing now.
Ron, listen, recently, Mike has, had medical issues, had surgery. Let me speak for a minute. I'm going to make sure Mike is actually here, just for convenience sake, he's out, he's not working right now. He just had surgery.
Well, he can still speak.
No, I understand, I'm not speaking for
He's
him.
officially hired to do the job.
But he's not able to go, and if Mike is told to go there tomorrow, he would go there tomorrow and have it, if it need to be cleaned up, he
Well,
can.
apparently he didn't, because I had to beg people, even you, I asked you to come see my property. I asked other members to see it. Oh, yeah, I can't do it. You're so busy,
No,
you can't
that
do
wasn't
it.
so, Ron. I did come to your house, knocked on the door, and nobody answered. The front door was open, so I didn't want to.
The backyard's open. Walk
No.
around the backyard. You can peek over the fence. You could have gone there many times because I saw your
I
property.
apologize, I didn't come look at it. But what I'm saying, while Mike is out, I will personally have someone go over there, and we will look at it, and discuss
This
this.
is a 2-month project that should have taken
Right.
2 weeks.
I'm gonna have someone go there. Mike is out. He could be out for months right now. He had surgery on his arm. And I don't wanna go into details, tumors and, like,
No, just don't go anything medical.
yeah, well, I'm
Does
just saying.
anybody on this council see anything that they would approve of? That's my point.
Mayor,
I'm asking
real
you.
quick, you can have Dennis Marina from my.
I'm gonna have-
He'll go there tomorrow.
I'll have
Yeah, no,
someone,
I've already got that written down, let's take care of
I'll touch base.
it. I'm gonna have Dennis from, he's a code enforcement officer, part of, he works here
Why is it
too.
being protracted? You saw the pictures.
I understand.
I would like it in your backyard. Let's see what
Oh, I don't-
happens then.
I'm not saying.
You
I'm
have the
agreeing-
mayor there.
I'm in agreement with you,
Right.
sir. I'm in agreement with you. I'm in agreement with you.
I hope you all are agreeing.
It should
because
it
I
should be
have
cleaned up.
77 years invested in this town.
No, I agree with
And I don't need that next to me, especially after I put up $11,000 fence that improved their property. And on top of it all, when they didn't clean it up, I said, I'll pay to have it cleaned up. And I have a witness to that that's not here tonight, but I could bring her and him.
you. Oh, I believe you said that too. But I'm saying, like, I'm gonna have somebody there tomorrow to look at it and violate it immediately. Not look at it, violate it. I agree it needs to be violated just
Well,
from.
there is some portion of this that I'll give Mike credit for. He said he did it, Tom, but he extended the time for them to clean it up. There's nothing in that title, your ordinance, that says about an extension. If there, it's not written in, I even spoke to you,
Right, it's
Mr.
called
Mayor.
courtesy.
These are not clear.
it's called courtesy. Sometimes people can't get out of their own way. You know that.
So where's
Sometimes
the
people.
authority come for him to extend it? If it's not
It's-
written here, it doesn't exist, and it's not in the ordinance.
Well, it doesn't say in there that it doesn't, it isn't able to do that.
It doesn't have to be
It's
negative,
vague.
it has to be
Listen, I
understood.
agree, right.
It only has to be understood.
I agree that these ordinances are vague, and yes, we have talked about it on council. We have got a completely new council here now, completely new.
I see guys that have been here for 100 years.
No,
Okay.
well,
All these guys-
not quite, but not on council. What I'm trying to say is we're trying to do things what's right. What I was going to ask Mike was, Mike, according to the pictures, should he been cited again.
Well, I know that, so when the complaint first came across, I did go touch base with the homeowner. Told him that he has a certain amount, which I believe is 5 days. It can't be done in 5 days. The guy suffers from medical problems, he's got issues, he's got bills, he's got whatever, people have issues.
Right, courtesy, right.
So I give the extension, the courtesy of my job,
Right.
whether it says it in the law or not, I extend that courtesy to everybody that's in violation unless it's egregious.
And it should be written into the ordinance.
Well, we'll take note of that.
If he has the authority to extend it, it should be written in, and the period of time he's extending it should be written in.
Like,
But just to let you know that if that was a 77-year-old man that was living there, I would show him the same courtesy. So
no, I understand.
What's that got to do with me, the 77-year-old
What's
man?
the address for the neighbor that's
And
fine?
he's adjacent to the next property, I'm 207, he's 209.
I put 209, I just want to make sure. So I know what that's in there.
Right, if it takes this long to solve a problem like this,
Well, Ron, in all fairness too, I know you looked around town, there's a whole lot going on in town. And yes, he is busy.
I do it for free.
Well, we don't want you to do it.
I put my own time, and I'm retired. I'll take my retirement time, and I'll fill in where he can.
Right, we're gonna take care of this, all
All
right?
right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Do I have to go up there?
You can stand
We
there.
can hear you.
Just yell.
Yeah. We can be there for that.
State your name.
I'll come.
No, you don't have to, just state your name.
Oh, we gonna wait an hour? Let's go.
I'm trying to. All right, Kathleen Moss, 306 Christiana Street, 2 things. I asked about the benches over in the Memorial Park. Has anything been done for them or
No.
why?
Well,
I mean, if you can't purchase them, could we at least paint them or do
Let me
something?
back up. Look, there's been requests, and yes, there's follow-up on benches and things. You're talking about the old benches.
Yeah, yeah, the 2 old ones.
I don't know, was that at last meeting? I didn't,
Yes, it was there.
I wasn't there last meeting.
The most up to date is we have sold all of the benches that, and we placed the order for those, right?
Okay.
So there's gonna be, multiple going into the playground, and we have sponsors for, every single one now, which is good. And so we ordered a certain amount, so you get the free shipping, which saves the borough, quite a bit of money. And, pretty much everybody has committed to do that. So that's the most up-to-date bench thing. Now, there's obviously the time to, build and ship.
Okay, so do we have benches to replace those old benches?
I believe,
They
I think
look
we
terrible.
have 2 of them, I would say.
Well, there's six right in the playground, 6 pads in
No,
the
we're
playground.
talking about Memorial Park.
Yeah, no, I know, but of the 7, 6 are gonna go to the playground, so there'd really only be 1 left.
One left to put over there.
And I think, we could, when they come in, we could possibly do 4 in the playground, because I think we have the pads, 4 might suffice. I think previously there was like 1 or 2.
Just
So
2, yeah.
if we do 4, it might be okay, and then we can kind of wiggle them around, especially if they're in a state of disarray.
So I think one of them, the Keens wanted to be in Memorial Park.
Good, okay.
So I think that check.
Yeah,
I
McKinnon
think
also
I think
wants
she
to be
wrote
over
it in
there.
that sheet she gave me. that
Yeah, that's
she
the
wanted
case,
to-
maybe we go 2 and 4, and then, or.
But she got 2 benches, so she might want one in the Memorial Park. I think she asked.
Who's
Mrs. Keen? Well, like, she wanted for Mrs. Keen, but
Oh.
it's Keen's on there, Kean. They ordered 2 benches.
Oh, is that Jim? That's the Jim? No, I have 2 for Jim.
Yeah, 2, that wasn't for Jamie. It was for the Keen.
No, Atsy. Yeah, he's doing 1 for his sister and then 1 for the brothers.
No, one was for the mother,
Okay.
Mrs. Keen.
What's the group that we can order? Now, you said it was 8 before or something?
7,
7.
So you gotta order 7
Yeah.
to get
7
that?
to get the free shipping, which saves a lot of money.
yeah. I just handed in the last.
And then regular price if we need 2 more or something like that, same, I guess.
I think we'd be okay.
It would be
with what we
okay if we
have.
added 1 more. We just don't have any
Is this for
sponsors.
Jimmy?
So what, same one.
I mean, seeing how these benches that are old, I presented the question, like, are they no good? We're gonna throw them away? I mean, what they are is a concrete base.
I don't think they're that good though.
Well, I mean. the
Bruce, you
bench
live
area.
across the street,
No,
what do they look like?
What's that, what?
They're made out of two by fours.
Yeah,
They're
two by
two by fours,
fours.
folded two by
They're
fours.
worn, I mean, they should be.
What I'm saying is,
We could replace the lumber.
we could use, if we're gonna remove them, but it's, they're a lot of money though, pre-case.
I don't care if you remove them, just do something with them.
So I don't wanna take them and just destroy them or throw them away, we could put them down somewhere.
I didn't say that, what I'm saying is at least do something, whether it's paint them, shellac them, I don't care what you do, but make them look with the other ones.
Can I take this one away and I'll work with Mike to figure that out?
Yeah, and I think we should, I mean, it would make sense to put the two new benches there only because they'll match all the new benches that we just put in at the park and make sure they're all consistent.
I already
Yeah,
had two people who
consistent.
requested over there specifically, so.
Yeah, if you have two requested there, that'd be a perfect location for those two.
Problem solved.
Okay, number two, thank you, now we'll see how long it takes to get them done.
Okay.
Well, we gotta wait till they
I'm not
come
even
in.
told the vendor, I don't know about that one, so,
Yeah.
but all the money is in.
Just to let you know, some of those fencers are like 3 months, could be up
Yeah.
to 3 months.
That's fine,
Right. So what I'm getting at is 3 months to get them, and then we're in February, March, we can't pour concrete pads. So then we're looking at, the end of March, beginning of April.
that's all right, they'll be nice for spring.
Yeah, just to let you know, just to kind of fill you in on what a timeline would look like.
They'll be good for spring. Okay, number two, I'm here representing, the rest of the crossing guards, we had talked about raise whatever, but we haven't heard anything, no committees, nothing.
We
There
had
is a committee.
we had combined.
Okay, so who's on the committee?
The personnel committee is going to be meeting sometime this week to discuss it.
Thank you so very much.
There you go.
We had discussion today, that the committee's intact.
Today, okay.
Well,
No, I'm just saying, today,
they
right?
really,
I think he's wrong. I think it was the other day.
they're a little thorny tonight.
Yeah, And I can get the money.
So, all right.
Thank you.
Payday or whatever.
Thank you, Kat.
And by the way, you have a nice smile.
After they said she's gonna be on the news. 6 o'clock noon with the weather.
You're on YouTube. I don't know you know that, and Ryan's got a control here. We just zoomed in on this, so we're gonna put that on TV.
I don't care.
All right, thank you, Cass. Anyone else? No.
Oh, are you swell too?
Hi, Brittany Henry, 221 North Promenade. Alright, so my first two questions are, I'm looking for this, I don't know if Public Works or you guys would answer it, map, I need maps. So as you know, I'm trying to work on fixing the Brooklawn Circle flooding. So for me to go to these meetings, I need updated maps. So the storm water prevention checklist. The last one I could find on our website is from 2018. So is there any new one?
Our SPP and our MS4 map
Yeah.
are all being updated with Audubon, Collingswood, and all that stuff is done by our engineering department.
But for you guys?
Yeah, they should be done somewhere about December.
So,
Yeah, and then, but don't we have a, don't we also have a permit?
It's an old county map, what we got.
So yeah, yours right now is like handwritten, barely legible, hopefully Craig.
That's just a zoning map.
Well, this is, no,
Isn't that a
this
zoning?
right here,
No,
as
that's
for
it,
map.
Oh, yes, for
Yeah, and now Westville, our town that we share with, has a beautiful
Yeah, we have,
digital one from 2020.
we have a big map, but it can't,
This is the only one I could find on, so if anyone, because if you wanna, I wanna go to these meetings, and I can't show up without
so you're looking for our outfalls, correct?
Yeah, in and out,
Inlet and out.
that's for map, I called Martin Finger as well.
Yeah, I got the message.
Okay, and then
It's supposed to be
also,
updated, yearly, isn't it? They're supposed to be
Yeah.
updated yearly on the website, Mike?
That's an updated map, the map hasn't changed.
this is from.
Oh, yeah, could we get that GSF,
no,
could we got
I
that
have-
$10,000 grant, yeah, that we do.
It was the last person that did it was Donna D'Amico in 2018.
Yeah, you did.
So, since Donna has left, it's hard to find, like, she was like on phone and stuff.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm looking for is this retention pond right here. I don't see the the stormwater prevention map to see if that was, is being maintained.
There is no
Right, yeah.
intention on the map, we've had that question,
This is not ours.
So Brooklawn doesn't maintain that.
No, this is not ours.
Okay.
They
Who would
just-
maintain that?
So it's gonna be, if you do your research, it's gonna be a fight between the county and the DOT,
Okay.
which neither one of them is gonna take precedence for it, but the
Well,
DOT,
that's for
the
me to
D-
decide if they're gonna take it serious, but I wanna show.
well,
up
the
with
DOT just put a new inlet pipe in there,
Okay.
but it's not maintained by us.
Okay, so if I can, once I get the updated, so you're saying by the end of this year, we'll have the updated S4 map and the.
That's PPP.
And that'll be on the website or?
Yeah, we have to go on the website.
On the
Yeah,
website.
it's mandatory, it's actually, one of the things that we filed on the best practices that wasn't on the website, so.
Right,
That's on
because
the
I mean,
website.
even our leaf pickup, I mean, you can't have the leaves near the storm drains, this is all part of the checklist.
Oh, no,
And that's
on here, he has,
so we'll send that
Okay,
out.
so that's just not on the website.
it's not on the website, but he has done it, it's like, that has to be submitted to the state of New Jersey every
So how
single
would I,
month
how
here.
as a
We
resident?
definitely
can
need-
know
we
that?
We just gotta get the copies of it.
we definitely need our website upgraded.
Yeah, because Westfield's doing a pretty good job on there, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, we just went through it all. We just went through it like last year because we got a $15,000 grant to get all those outfalls and infalls and to do all the maps. Yeah, but we get the same thing here in Brooklawn. We got a $10,000 grant that they're working through right now to get that done here.
All right, my other question, all right, well, I have two more questions. A fund, it says fund commissioner, Mike Mavoli. What is a fund commissioner?
The fund commissioner is for the JIF, the Joint Insurance Fund. They're in charge of, he runs the,
So he,
like he goes to all those meetings and he's actually the president of the
so like
whole
he
thing.
would approve the Connor Strong and all of these.
He doesn't approve Connor Strong, he works underneath that. Like he just goes to work, he's not, doesn't work for Connor Strong.
That's all I needed to hear.
Basically, like he was, like when he was on council, he was always our JIF coordinator for many years, but before he was on council, he's been part of the JIF for Brooklawn since
Did you
1990.
appoint it?
Yes, he's appointed to that position every single year. You'll see it in the reorg, you'll
That's
see it.
where I got this one
Yep.
from Jack.
JIF plan.
Okay, one more question, it's for a resolution, so I don't know if you're gonna get to it, but, it just says this new one, 146-24, authorizing the submission of an award extension for Third Street to the New Jersey Department of Transportation.
It's Third Street.
What's that?
Oh, yeah, so we bid out the project for Third Street, it came over like $340,000.
Yeah, what's the
But we only borrowed 300, so we don't have enough money for the project. So we have to extend the debt, because you have to do it within 1 year. So since we're not gonna be finished in 1 year, we need a 6 months extension so we can go out to bid again.
Didn't
I
it-
borrowed
So
one.
what is the project?
To repave, Third Street.
The New Jersey Department of Transportation?
Yeah, Department of Transportation, they gave us $160,000, I wanna believe, 140, I don't have it in front of me. They gave us money towards the project, but the total cost was like 340,000.
Alright,
So we,
how did that-
last meeting, we rejected the bids. And then now we need to extend the deadline, because if you don't pay it within 1 year, they'll take the $100,000 grant they gave us back. So we're getting the extension for that.
Alright, and then I just have one more, I guess it's more of just like a piece of information I got about the GCL that I thought was kind of alarming. This liability insurance, so if we were to get that GCL, the town would have to pick up the liability insurance. And I'm sure that's what that's gonna cost. So I think this is a big,
When I talked to Joe, he did say that, but no one can give me really good numbers
So,
on how much it's
there's
gonna
really
cost.
no good numbers on anything, but I mean, just added to all the GCL cons, like this really stood out to me, this liability insurance, because this could be tons of money.
And one thing I thought was more and more was the responsibility of the crossing.
Well,
Crossing.
yeah, I mean,
That would fall on the municipality
um,
once it's completed.
I was actually down there just randomly walking, and as they were working on the track, so it didn't have the regular freight train coming, but even the crossing guard was there. The arms went up and down, but they went up, and the work trains were still going through as the lights were up. So thank God the crossing guard was there, because the kids were coming from school.
Yeah, they were working.
I mean, they were
Yeah.
so it wasn't the sensor probably knows the whole train, but
Brittany,
I did rely on this.
when was the gate closed?
The gate was up. I
No,
had
I'm
it.
talking about the gate to go up the ramp and down the ramp.
No, it was open. It was open and the cars were going through.
I actually
have a
thought-
video of
I
it.
actually talked to Seamus about that. I said, they're working up there. If that gate closed, lock that gate so they can't.
Oh, no, not the emergency gate. No, that was closed. Like
Oh.
cars couldn't go up. But this was just 2:30, kids are coming from school and there was like work rail cars and the gates were open
Yeah.
as they were going through. So I called Conrad, I said, this is a signal, like there should be a sensor. Kids think it's open. I don't know. They're on their phones, they don't look. Just.
No, it's,
That's right.
it's,
So I did call Conrad about that. I said, come look at that signal. But we also have that other, passing that, like a man-made passing. It's quicker route from Brooklawn to Boston City. You're not supposed to use it, but it's at the end of the Brown Road and
Oh, right.
yeah, it's like a, it's just a cut through.
that should have been, I thought years ago, that's
Well-
supposed to have a fencing.
Yeah, or a pedestrian. I can even maybe ask Greg how much it would cost to get something there. Why not make it?
There used to be, Mayor, Council, there used to be a pedestrian walkway there. We knocked that down to build the one that we currently have when we went underground. And then, of course, we gave that and then went above. So that was the old crossing. This is the new one we have now.
The old crossing, you ride your bike, I can ride my bike right across.
I mean,
And they have
I'm
no
over
gates.
it all the time.
But nobody's supposed to be crossing the track. So if they
Yeah,
cross
they're
the
not
railroad there, it would be illegal.
Yeah, but there's a crosswalk to it, a trash can, a bus stop there, it's,
Yeah, all the
it's
underground.
pretty much, hey, this is
Yeah, and the only reason
human
we,
nature, you go to the
yeah, we put a trash can there only because they're plastic, right?
Well, I
So,
guess,
and the crosswalk, like, the reason the crosswalk's there is because with, like NJDOT, when they pay for part of our roads, depending on how close we are to a highway, they have to make, like, sometimes you'll see indents for wheelchair access, but you won't see no sidewalk.
okay.
It's kind of that same principle. The
I
NJDOT
mean, I
just
know
makes
it's
you do
not
it.
supposed to, you're not supposed to, but people are, so why don't we find out how much it is for the treasury? I don't know, we find out before we say, especially if the CCL does go there, we should be proactive.
To put a fence on it.
Okay,
And that's carried all the way down.
It should be fenced. It should be fenced.
We require Conrad to do that too. They could be bringing that up if they do this.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I ain't talking to Conroe, I'm talking to, the man in the moon.
It would be anybody else.
They don't, anyone else?
May I say something to add to what she just said? I live in a spot where I can view that overpass. And the day she's talking about, the traffic was so bad, I've never seen it that bad. Big Avenue was all the way to Kings Highway. And they got caught off guard. There was no officer there. There were cars sitting on that railroad track. 2 of them will fit up top there. When it was all over with and then everything had quieted down, I asked one of the officers what happened. Usually there's an officer. We got caught off guard. Okay, we couldn't get anybody in. I understand that.
Conroe never, they should notify.
I have photographs if you'd like to see them of that. Not that I mean anything by it, but that should never happen. Unless you can stop the trains, if you have ability to call and say, hey, don't send anything down here.
Yeah, you got a better chance, like I said, of talking to the man in the moon, stopping trains or having any kind of an answer from them. I can't tell you how
wait
many
till they try
times.
to get the high speed line.
Yeah.
That's-
When you called Conrad, did they actually, did you actually get a person?
I got one call back because I wanted to see if the guest side would come and inform the public. One call back, but then they said they would call back again and nothing. So I thought maybe they had reached out because I'm just a citizen. So I was hoping maybe they had reached out to you guys, but it sounds like they didn't.
The only thing I can think of is because it's an emergency, it's considered an emergency crossing, right? But there are steps to that, so the kids do come. It's not just for emergency. So I'm thinking, well, Conrail are taking that as an emergency. They didn't have to contact anybody. Any time they should call the police and say, hey, we got murder. But with that gate, where that gate coming across there, they figure nobody's, I guess, That's their out, is what I'm trying to say.
They're not concerned
Yeah, call them, Brittany, we should
about.
love-
On the damn phone.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ron. Anyone else? Going once? Up.
I'll be quick. I just wanted to come and bring a letter of interest to the council. I was here last year. I'm here on behalf of myself and Joseph Mann and Patty Mann.
Name and address, so, for the record.
My name is Gary Bobo. I live at 23 Golden Drive. I'm representing Joseph and Maddie Mann, who live on Pennsylvania Avenue. We came to the council last year with a request to use the local ball fields for a travel program that we represent for kids from Brooklawn and Gloucester. We just wanted to present a letter to the council again. We're hoping to use those fields again next year. The first year was a success, and we've had more kids come out this year and are interested in using it. And we're just trying to keep as many kids from Brooklawn and Gloucester together for these types of programs as possible. So I don't know who I should do first. Bruce or
Bruce, we'll look at the group. You can bring it back to me.
We encourage that, no, and
Well, we had the support of a
we
lot
didn't
of you
hear
guys
anything
last
this year from you guys. So.
We had the support of a lot of you guys last year. We worked with Bruce a lot with the scheduling. The program was more successful actually than we were hoping for, despite the small size to its start. And we're hoping to continue that again with your small.
Well, you remember the old crew that when you were a little guy, or now you're picking the stick up and moving on, so, very good.
We're trying to keep as many kids interested as we can, so.
Good luck with that. Yeah, get rid of the phones. Thanks, thank you, guys. Anything else? Anyone? Going once, twice?
Oh, wait, I have one more. Quick.
You're so close to the camera.
Just a quick one. Are we having so the website's kind of not updated a lot. Is there gonna be trick or treat? A lot of people are asking, are we having trick or treating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trick or treat.
So the regular trick or treating.
And then just like it's always been.
Okay.
You can start on-
Halloween, let's go. Okay, because I've seen the trunk or treat and then, I don't know, because other towns have it nice on their web, you know.
For sure.
So we are having it. On Halloween.
Yes, on Halloween.
Got it.
Don't keep your door locked either. Kids are gonna be nice.
I usually go to Shalene's that day, turn the lights off on that.
Wow. Wow. Okay, anyone else? That's it? All right, Ryan.
Need a motion to close to the public?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? All right, moving on to old business. We have ordinance number 19 of 2024, adding Article 3, lead paint inspection to Chapter 116, rental properties in the Code of Borough of Brooklawn. Ordinance number 20, 2024, readopting the redevelopment plan for an area located within the Borough of Brooklawn. Ordinance number 21 of 2024, amending Chapter 121, signs in the Code of the Borough of Brooklawn. Ordinance number 22 of 2024, amending Article 3, off-street parking and loading facilities in Chapter 150 zoning in the Code of Borough of Brooklawn. Ordinance number 23 of 2024, amending Article 4, design standards in Chapter 151, land use in the Code of Borough of Brooklawn, Article 6. Motion, this is a public hearing, so we need a motion to open to the public.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Who's that, Tom? We're now open to the public on any of these ordinances.
On being said.
None noted. So I need a motion to close to the public.
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Who did the first motion? Now we need a motion to adopt.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Roll call vote will be Councilmember Clotworthy. Okay, step down. Councilmember Darrow. Yes. Councilmember Houchin.
Yes.
Councilmember McAdams.
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell.
Yes.
Councilmember Ostrom.
Yes.
So carries. That's what happens when you can't see, you never know when one walks out. So he would be considered abstaining, right? So we're moving along to new business resolutions. Consent agenda.
I have one quick question before we do the consent. I'm gonna strike, resolution 149-24.
Yep, I had that already re-instructed. We have consent agenda, resolution 141 of 2024, approving participation in the state of New Jersey in a safe, secure program for 2025. Resolution number 141 of 2024, authorization to apply municipal liens. Resolution 143 of 2024, authorized bingo and raffle licenses for St. Mary's Church. Resolution number 144 of 2024, authorizing acceptance of a certified list from the Brooklawn Fire Department, participating members and eligible to the Length of Service Award Program, which is also known as LOSAP, for the year 2023. Resolution number 125, 2024, Chapter 159, requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriations on NJSA 48:4-87 in the amount of $11,233 for drunk driving enforcement fund. We have resolution number 146 of 2024, authorization to the submission of the award extension request for the 2023 Brooklyn Borough improvements to 3rd Street in the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Resolution number 147 of 2024, authorized tobacco-free workplace policies for Sustainable Jersey. Resolution number 148 of 2024, authorizing the local support for High Life Cannabis Dispensary Incorporated for the Class 5 Cannabis Retail Business License application to New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. And I need a motion to accept.
I'll second.
Councilmember Clotworthy?
Yes.
Councilmember Darrow?
Yes.
Councilmember Houchins?
Yes.
Councilmember McAdams?
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell?
Yes.
Councilmember Oshia?
Yes.
Moving along, we have new business, conclusion of new business. We have fire application acceptance for the fireman application for membership for Christina Stewart and Matthew McKinney. So I need a motion to accept. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving along to items of discussion. So item discussion is the best practices. Everybody has it in their Google Drive, and anybody in the public that would like to see the results of the best practice, I will try to get it on the website, but you can also see it on the DCA website after I submit it. But you can always ask me for it. It's something that you do every year in October. It's for the money that you get from the municipal aid that we get from the state. We get about $200,000 a year, and they'll hold money out in case you don't comply with all the laws that on the land of the town of the state. So last year we were really good at 43 points. This year we went down to 39 points. There was a couple of issues we need to clean up internally. One was what Ms. Henry brought up about the stormwater management thing that has to be on the website. The MS4 had to be done. The permit thing had to be updated every single year. The SSP thing has to be on there yearly. You know, I know you did it because I see the reports, but it still has to be posted on the website, so that was a violation. There's also a couple things on the lead-based thing that we're still working on, but we got it done for the least municipality, for the borough-owned properties, all the lead-based stuff was done. But now we have to get the people, the other owners of that property to start working on theirs. So we're a little bit behind on that. And a couple other small issues that are internal that will be resolved, no problem. But if you have any questions on them, you feel free to come to my office. But we still scored a 39, so we still get all of our money. But once we've got to make sure we clean up those things, so the questions stay on there. And if we're going lower and lower, we could get that 35 mark, and I don't want to get anywhere near that. We've never been near that. So we need to move forward. Also, there's a couple of things that I didn't know even when they're supposed to be on the website that they posted on there that will be adjusted. One was like all the salary ordinances, which is on the agenda, it's on the thing, but all contracts, even though they're available on PERC, which is our employment liability thing. They're available up there. Anybody can view them. They also have to be viewed on the website too, to get the point. So I'm gonna add them to our website also. It's not a big deal, but they're anybody can look at, that's all public information. So those little things like that we have to clean up a little bit to make it better for us. But we're still not in violation of anything, so we're looking good. So just want to give everybody a heads up on it. So that's all I had to bring up for best practices. Anybody got any questions on that? All right, so we're gonna move along to the bills and vouchers. The list of the bills were given in the Google Drive. I need a motion to pay all the bills and vouchers that are in order. Motion.
Second.
Who seconded?
Second.
All right, we have Councilmember Flatworthy.
Yes.
Councilmember Darrow.
Yes.
Councilmember Houchin.
Yes.
Councilmember McAdams.
Yes.
Councilmember McConnell.
Yes.
Councilmember Ocean.
Yes.
All right, we're moving along. So before we get to bills and vouchers, we have opened the council. Mayor.
Bruce. Real quick, Christine, Colin, and I met over the streets, speed people. Colin has, one of the streets, one of that.
Yeah, we just went over the streets. I know I wasn't here at the last meeting, but we got a list of streets people were obviously complaining about the speeding aspect. So we walked the streets, went down there, came up with a couple ideas for things that are like common sense control things that we might be able to do. It don't cost a lot of money. We did come across a couple of county road, like Hannibal being a county road, that we couldn't do anything as better. We can obviously advocate for that. But we're going to be meeting with Seamus to kind of discuss some of those things. We're not the experts in that area, but things that we see that are fairly obvious, signage, things like that. And then asking Seamus' opinion on it and kind of go in that route. And obviously, have Mike get on that discussion as well. But we walked those streets, went through a couple of them we can't do anything on in terms of county roads, but small signage and things like that, that we could definitely, yes, include.
But there was one that, the American Legion, where they pull out, we'd like to make that a stop sign also. Because apparently people pull out of the Legion, just keep coming, and other people have to sit there.
So they don't stop. I see what you're saying, but they think they're gonna just sit there, so everybody just keep coming out of the lot. when
Yeah,
it
so
closes
that
up.
right now, they have the.
I got it, so they need a sign on that side.
Yeah.
I got it, that's not a bad idea.
Coming out of the driveway?
Yeah.
They were saying it was
Yeah,
gonna be fine.
second.
Well, we got a list.
Basically, it's second around.
Yeah.
I know, it's on our easement.
Can we?
I think it's their easement right there. You gotta go over our easement, or the sidewalk, you gotta go better. Yeah.
Oh, good withdrawal.
I'm going again. Wait till tomorrow morning, you're back.
Wednesday.
All right,
Skip the other thing.
Yeah, but,
The other thing I was gonna say was, we met with Johnny McKinney, remember the fire people? Right. What did we ever, did we ever finalize what we were gonna, they had to get our approval. Remember that, John? We met here a few weeks ago with the other, I guess, chief or
Oh,
whatever.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Is there anything else we have to do to secure that for Johnny?
I don't think so.
No, not at this time, they want our support.
Okay,
And then when something comes before the board, we can pass something to John, we'll make sure we have,
okay.
when the director of fire safety, when that gets flagged, they come down here, they're gonna be in front of us, so
Okay.
that would be when you would say, you would direct the support for whatever they're asking for.
Bruce, how about the fields? Anything,
No, the fields, like Gary and them, the two of the guys, him and did a really nice job maintaining field. As far as I know, don't know of any problems between the two of you working out things together. So that's all I asked. I said, look, I don't care what you guys have, just work it out, if you need an extra day or something. They did. So that worked out well.
how about the sprinkler issue?
Well, the sprinklers, probably the way the weather is right now, it's probably gonna keep out another month before we can turn the sprinklers off anyway. But overall, Mike prepared some of the stuff for us. It's been so hot.
Yeah.
So it's been killing the infield in there. The outfield isn't a problem, it doesn't get as much use as the infield.
Not that I mean, there was a leakage problem.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any problems over there at all.
Yeah, so there was a miscommunication on.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I thought there was just some low-lying areas from some test pits that we did. So we were actually doing both the same day. We were actually the one got done the day before I had emailed you.
Yeah.
We filled that back up. There was one head that our guy did replace. You just let me know when you want us to blow off that field, because we're getting close.
Yeah, it should be
It's
that,
like,
I'd say within the worst month, the worst.
just shoot me an email saying, hey, we're good, and I'll shut it off. We did, also, we cut down a day, but raised every zone by 5 minutes. We have a guy that's I guess if you call him an ex-sprinkler guy, but he's got 3.5 years in the business doing sprinklers, so he adjusted the time to help a little bit out, decrease the amount of usage, but try to help from over soakage and maybe some death, so. Good.
The other thing is on the field that Gary used, and apparently there's supposed to be a sprinkler system in there.
Yeah.
Does it work? Or, I mean.
Yeah, we have it ran, it gets so flooded, it gets so.
No, I didn't know, because I mean, I know last year we got, let's say a sprinkler system.
Yeah,
We haven't ran it in years.
I think we had to, we had a,
There was sprinkler heads on the outside, we had to bring them in.
there was, I think, a main feed out of that gated area, I think, somewhere along the line, we broke the line.
It might have been,
Right behind third base.
Third base side,
Right
yeah.
about there.
Right behind third base.
Yeah. That's where it was.
Right behind third base, just before you get to the grass, they shut the sprinklers off, and they told us that before we used the field. That there was a leak, and that's why the dirt was running off the field on that side.
I can't even remember that.
So it's a low-lying spot behind that third base.
You gotta be careful digging, there's a power line.
I put that power line in.
You and.
That wasn't an easy power line to put in.
Right next to 400 feet.
Yeah, we went all the way around.
There's sprinkler system more about,
Yes,
is it active?
yes, we did, because it's been so green, we really just haven't used it.
When's the last time we used that,
I wanna say 2021,
It's been a while, I know that.
Yeah,
We want to use that.
I already know, we're good. Send me an email.
But I know like the fireman's field where we bought, that they used in there. I mean, needs a little bit of water, it's just that the dirt gets so hard. I mean, it was only like 10 minutes a day, I think the dirt, it was just the infield, I think it would be perfect for them.
And we do have an active hose over there.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying, like have it watered before they're already there.
Yeah, just to soften the dirt stone. The guys did a great job. I had no complaints from anybody, nobody, so that's all you want to hear, there's no complaints. And then I think Ryan has the bleachers coming, right?
The what?
Bleachers.
Bleachers coming in. Ordered and everything. I think we're gonna get with Mike to put the layout out for it.
We didn't go with the ramp thing, right?
Hmm?
The ramp?
No, we didn't go with the ramp. That was just ridiculous. The ramp was more expensive than the bleacher.
Yeah, just one ramp.
Yeah. We could put something to the side to negate that.
Yeah, we can always build some. But it's also gonna be the handicap accessibility bleacher that we already have there. It could go right next to it. And just have that big bleacher on the other side.
That's it.
Okay. Stacy?
No, I don't have anything,
We have-
although I did get a couple people say, for the fall festival, like, that it was a good, everybody did a good job. I said, I didn't do anything, but I'll pass it on. So everybody was very pleased with the fall festival.
Yeah, it was a great one.
Yes.
I know we,
Tried to
Colin,
decorate.
when you, I guess you can talk now. We had people show up,
Yeah, yesterday, everybody was coming down the street for the fall festival.
Oh,
That's why I talked to my daughters, are all there for the fall festival.
it's.
Somebody posted online, it's like New Jersey Fall Fest, and said it was yesterday, and they were all down there. It was packed down there yesterday, yeah. Good night.
You can show you.
Impromptu ball bat?
Yeah, it's like Fall Fest too.
Some
yeah.
website.
Was it raining going?
New Jersey
Monday?
Fall Festivals or something,
Yeah.
they were just
And it was
nonstop.
yesterday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
Sunday.
yesterday was Sunday.
Sunday.
I like that.
I heard Sunday.
I don't know, was it Saturday they came?
No, Sunday.
It was Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, we
they
said,
enjoyed
what's
it.
happening? And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
Oh,
where's the full festival?
that's-
Yeah, I'll be good. Yeah, no, the fall festival, obviously, just to add on, was great. Our dog, we were there, your dog, everybody seemed to have fun, really kind of enjoyed it. Public Works thing, I know you were out, but, Westville definitely picked up, so it was beautiful down there. I mean, everything was perfectly in place, so they did a nice job, kind of picking it up, and you were even answering emails, so obviously we didn't have to. So I appreciate that as well. I think it's Marty, is Marty the one in Westville? they handle most of that. So Marty did a fabulous job, handling it. There was not a piece of trash anywhere down there. It was a beautiful day. So I really appreciate that. Obviously Todd and everybody in the office, everything they had done was fabulous. Todd was able to get the plants down there. If anybody saw, walking into the, it would actually look like something needed to go there. So it does look nice, and I appreciate you kind of ordering that. It was having no rain last couple of weeks. Streets, we met about the speeding, pickleball, potentially a potential start next week of the pickleball course. So we're in contact with Pickle Tile now. I'm kind of discussing it, and I'll meet with you once we get like definitive word. It might be tomorrow. We can kind of give exactly when that will begin, but potentially next week, starting for the building of that. The only thing that won't be done within the wintertime right now is the surfacing of the court, because it's gonna be cold at that point. So we're gonna have to surface in the spring. So it'll be constructed. They'll have the foundation. Obviously, we'll have the fencing surrounding it. Everything will be in there, but it won't actually be painted until springtime, obviously, when the temperature allows it to be painted. So we're really excited about that happening down there. And I just want to give a shout out to Harry, who everybody loves Harry. But he, again, just unbelievable job. Does a fabulous job around town, cleaning everything. He's unbelievable. So.
Dude, man, in the back of my truck, F-350 is filled with free trash bags.
Yeah, I see him just throughout town, just free trash bags
I
everywhere.
pick up like probably 8 a day, maybe.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have them in his truck.
I want to talk to Sam over there at the school, because Harry's in that playground every morning.
Yeah.
Like before 7 o'clock.
That's where a lot of my bags are over here.
Yeah, I know, but they have a maintenance guy, and I have never seen him out there, so we're gonna have a little talk with Sam and get a little help over there. Because there's kids in there every day, and they bring their balloons and they, rocks, and Harry does have a little friend over there, little guy. Helps him, wants to be like Harry. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Yeah, no, just obviously he's fabulous. He does everything, so he's unbelievable. His age, man, is down, and he's unbelievable. So I just appreciate obviously him being on board, and hopefully continue with us.
Absolutely. John, you got anything?
Sure. So one from personnel, as you saw today, we had interviewed Sergeant Brewster, now Captain Brewster, and then another applicant. I thought he did a fantastic job. I think we're very lucky to have him. He came to play in the interview, scored incredibly well on the test, very prepared, with great experience, plus military background. So I feel great about that. And I think the team did a great job during the interview. So I really feel like we got a great candidate here. And we would have been great in either hands, but I think he's going to be exceptional. And I look forward to having him as captain. Benches, mentioned we sold the rest. Big thanks for pulling that all together. I'll let you talk about Sustainable New Jersey, but great job there. And then we got that across the finish line. And then, so order-wise, now that we're kind of at the, I think we can start applying more and more pressure than we, now that we're part of, we're kind of ready to go. I know we kind of work with some local politicians. We have, Calgon aware of what we're looking for and everything. Have you heard of anybody having any success or anybody that couldn't take delivery because they were behind their timelines or anything like that?
No, not yet. I mean, we could definitely submit the information to Spearman's office and Nils's office or whatever to try to get more movement on it.
Cool. I tried to work with them on something.
I could probably call directly to Calgon to see where they're at on the list, to see if we can beat the timeline. I mean,
if you want to share that with me too, I'd be happy to make some calls. And I mean, it might even kind of be like a Norcross thing, if possibly. I think Spearman and them, I think it's
it's federal dollars. Yeah, it makes sense because USDA money.
Yeah, I've had little results with them, but I think Norcross has the hammer. If you share that, or at least give me a Calgon on it, I think that would be great. Then we start feeding them up on that. But the fact that it's paid and we're ready to go, I think is great. Let's just see if we can shorten that timeline. But other than that, I think that was it. Also in the personnel meeting, we did talk about crossing guards. I think we had a pretty good plan on that. So the mayor will probably bring that in front of you, and we'll have a decision for you guys sooner than later. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Christina.
Okay, I have a list. So the community garden project that I took over, I have a vendor that Rowan University recommended, and we have an invoice and a drawing to get it to the finish line, to use the remaining money from the grant. Well, and I'll let you know as soon as they're ready to do it right around. They're gonna do the sprinkler system, they'll put the boxes in. We'll have 2 native gardens, so if you've been over the garden, it kind of just drops off. That can't be used for anything because of the slope, so they will build us native gardens, which will have wildflowers and things that are self-sustained in the area. All of the garden beds will have drip lines, so there will be no requirements for people to go and water them. So that's kind of the first phase of it. I have more to come the following year, but just start with that. They've done projects in Blacksboro, Willingboro, Camden, basically all of the big cities in the area. They come well recommended by the PhD who runs the Rowan University Garden Program. So, couple hours of searching to find somebody, but finally did because I didn't want to piecemeal it. So, got that done. The benches, as we said, yes. Nate's Story is gonna buy one of the benches. She wants it a little bit different. She wants an actual picture on the bench along with that. So I gave her just a different rate, of course, because that costs a lot more to do. So we'll have that going. I just gave the last check from the last president today to Todd. And then sustainability just did the resubmit. We were about 35 points off, but we actually ended up resubmitting, John and I, 15 points more than we actually need. So we should be plenty fine there. And then Recycle Coach, I just wanted to say that we have a 50% increase. So on that, Todd can look too, but on the dashboard, you can see the progress of how many people are going in, how many are using it, how many are registering it. And we've had a 50% increase. So, yeah, hopefully I can get some more out there because there's a lot of things we can use it for, and it's free for us. So.
I'm excited that the sustainable jerseys, all that work, and you get like a couple grand.
Not,
It's unbelievable.
but
It's the biggest racket I've ever seen.
yeah, it's a lot of
We're gonna
loopholes.
revisit that situation. You did a lot of work.
Yes, it was a lot.
Did you save the best for last? Because
I
it happens to
did.
me
I did.
every meeting. Everybody takes everything on
I didn't want to
that.
put the pressure on you.
So the fall festival, I was gonna touch on that. Weather was perfect to put in.
Yeah, it was,
Our guys always do such a good job. I mean, there's not much left here. I would like to know when leaf collection's gonna start.
I'll email you tomorrow. We should be getting out soon. I know we just have one of our leapers for a new clutch, and that will be up and running.
Because they're starting to fall
Yeah,
already.
okay.
Yeah. But other than that,
you know, again, that's something that should be on the website, that and Streeter.
yeah. Yeah, what happened to our street sweeper? I never saw him again.
The PTO, the power takeoff unit, there's 2 engines in that sweeper. We had a hydraulic leak and ruined the back bell housing. So it's in Belmar, it's at Belmar's DPW, get fixed by one of the mechanics, John Ford, who's saving us like 10 grand from sending the Belmar truck.
If you can't get it fixed, that might husband knows.
Oh, no, yeah, it's fixed. We're good. It should be back, if I believe it either came back last Friday or it'll be back this week. So I checked on it right before I left.
And we're still working on those gutters, right? Getting people to clean their gutters up and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, because it's looking better.
I know you mentioned
It is
something,
looking better.
you mentioned something about,
And we went around and did all of ours just to kind of touch base, like out in front of the municipal building.
Yeah, no, it's looking better. I will say, it is looking better. Still have a little bit to go, but we're getting there.
about possible, maybe the personnel committee, keeping Harry on and trying to figure out.
I absolutely think, and this is just my opinion, maybe I'm talking out of turn, but I definitely think that we should keep him on because parks are still getting dirty. I mean, he really is an asset. He's such a hard worker. I wish we could clone him for,
Yeah.
so hopefully we can, talk about that and
Well, we have, money in the Clinton community, we haven't used it in like 2 years, so.
so we can.
we
I mean,
have
because I'm
enough
sure
money to
there's
cover it.
things, you know, as I'm in the community center, I see things in there that could be like spruced up a little bit. So maybe in the colder months, there's plenty of things that we can find for him to do, right? He's a jack of all trades. Is he not?
So
I mean-
you should see what he did in the clubhouse over.
Right, so that's what I'm saying, I mean, just
Unbelievable,
because it's gonna be cold.
He cleans the bathrooms every day, stocks with
Yeah.
new toilet paper, he's unbelievable,
Is it trade skills?
whatever you want.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, we can definitely utilize him.
I mean, you know, we came through this
Yeah.
unions, he was,
Overall,
he was a labor,
right?
Oh, yeah, so he's good at everything.
And I think that we should do that.
he wants to paint the bathroom floors
Yeah, we did.
at the Legion.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I know there's a whole lot we can.
There are, I mean, we can definitely.
Ryan said we could keep them on, I don't want them out there in the winter with, you know, with an Eskimo.
Right, and what did you say, he works 5 hours a day, maybe in December, January?
I mean, he'd be
Cutting
great
out
for,
off
if it
his day or
snows,
something.
he'd be over here shoveling, you know, for people to come in, the old folks, like the cats.
He doesn't seem to mind a little hard work, so. But other than that, no,
A little sort
I'm
of-
good.
Thank you, yeah, thank you, Tricia. Right, you wanna be last?
Go there.
I just wanna, say, we put on a personnel committee. Again, we have a new regime here, a new, group, and we're trying to work all the little bugs out. So we put that personnel committee that went right to work. And any issues, take a little heat off of Ryan, because he's like, really busy, you know?
Really?
Yeah. I come over on Sunday to, you know, to see what's happening when he's in there, you know, on a Sunday. But other than that, and, there's a few things we're gonna have to be discussing in, we're gonna have an executive session. What else did I want to say? Oh, that, yeah, you touched on that virtual meeting on the 30th, right?
Yep.
I guess that's it, that's all I have. And by the way, kudos to, our group. I think it was almost the day of the festival, we had some of our beer people back down, right?
Yeah.
And they reached out to Eight and Sand, and they actually, and when he came here, he says, I don't even work for them anymore. the guy.
Yeah, he was the original guy that we
He
had.
was the original. So we had no beer garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, the guy that enjoyed that the most, I think, was actually Ryan.
I was in there the whole day.
Yeah,
I was right at that spot.
Yeah.
I was right at the
It's
entrance, just sitting
activating.
there greeting everybody coming by.
We told him Ryan, it's 9:30. He says, yeah.
I tapped the cake, I'm ready to
Yeah,
go.
he did that. But that was a great time. Well, people did say on Facebook, where was mayor and council? So we were there.
Right, I guess we were all just invisible
Yeah.
because.
You know, people like to hate. Anyway, that's all I have. John, did you want to say anything about the,
Yeah, a couple months ago, the fire company applied for a grant from State Farm.
Right.
And we've been notified that we've won that grant. It's a $10,000 grant to be used for firefighter gear. So they're going to come down and present the grant Halloween night, from what I understand. But I'll let you all know.
Yeah.
And, you know, once we get that money, we're going to go out and start pricing gear. We figure we can get 4, maybe 5, and if we're lucky, maybe 6 sets. So that should help us out a lot.
good, thank you. All right.
A couple things, I want to thank everybody that helped out in the fall festival. Todd and Dave did an exceptional job as always, putting together. We usually have like a point man on the day. It was Matt Denardo this past year, so I think he did a really good job in organizing everything. Thank Matt, local kid, so it's always a good thing this season, to take care of it. He ran a good type ship, make sure everything was fully run. Thank the fire department, the police department for being out there, taking care of everything. I think the food was excellent everywhere. The bands were good. First band, they've been in there from the beginning. I found them many years ago down in Seattle. The Challenge accepted a really cool band. So they were a lot of fun. And then, all the vendors came back and said that they had a lot of them sold out. So that's a good thing for it. I mean, we got enough people down there to buy stuff, so it was a good event. It wasn't as busy as the previous ones, but I think it was a nice one. I think the Phillies game being on that day didn't help, because, people were going to the game or something like that. So I think it's
Tournaments too.
so a lot of baseball tournament stuff. Like, so I think we didn't have the greatest turnout, but I go by like how much we made in revenue when we had the wine last before and the beer. We were like half of what we normally sold in beer in the prior year. So
Most of that was you.
yeah, most of it was basically, yeah. Yeah, I still had tickets left over. I paid too much. I bought a bunch of tickets and I was like, well, I should have got reimbursed, but whatever. But it was a nice time though, so everybody did a good job on the day, so. The other thing I want to bring up to you is, so now that we got the water situated, or getting situated and all that stuff, we gotta have a pay for the water system. So what I'm looking at, I can bring in numbers and we can have a discussion on it, put the water committee together to decide what you're gonna go up in the water. It's like, I would recommend that we pass the ordinance in November and December and have it for the first quarter, which will go out in April next year, and have it ready for that quarter. Because the one that goes out in January 1 is usually the fourth quarter of 2024. I would recommend it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. We can probably swing 2025 without having to go get this money. I'd like to get a little bit ahead of it. I'm suggesting $5 total per quarter. So it would be $4 on water, which will go from 101 to 105 a quarter, and $1 on sewer, which goes from 59 to 60. So it would be 165 instead of the 160, and that's what I would recommend. But that would generate about $32,000, if I'm doing my math right, towards the revenue to be able to pay the debt service. But it's just an option. We can maybe phase it in, maybe do like $2, and then this year and then $2 next year. What's that?
$4 seems light.
But I'm just trying to start. So it's up to, but you guys are making a decision. It's not my call. I'll give you the numbers, what it's going to generate, where it goes, and the water system is a totally self-sustaining thing. So what goes in has to go out. So it's always money in there. It's so it's self-liquidating. So when a debt service goes up, you got to make sure you have enough money coming in revenue. The revenue would generate about $460,000 or $470,000 a year. I think we made $500 last year, and that includes the cell towers on top of the water tower, like all that stuff goes into the revenue. And then so as long as that money covers all your debt service and your salary and wage lines and the chemicals, but the chemicals are going to generate about another 15% next year. They went up 10% this year, but they're going to probably go 15% because we got to use more chemicals because you're pre-treating. You can put the chlorine in before. Once it goes through the GAC filtration system, they're going to treat again, and then they're going to go to a contact tank and just like go out to the system.
You did $10. Like, do we have to spend more at the end? Like, what happens? Like, what is self-liquidating?
What's that?
What is, like, what would happen?
Well,
Like,
people
what
get
is
pissed
self-
off if you go right up $10.
Like, what is, I'm learning. Okay. What is self-liquidating? Like, if you go up another $5, like, what does that mean?
If whatever comes in goes out, like the money stays in water, it doesn't go anywhere else, right? So it's self-sustaining. So basically, like your water, you can't have a deficit in water. If you have a deficit in water, you got to do a fair charge the following year. But what we spend goes out. Like, so there's not really a big surplus in there.
Goes out where?
Goes out to salary and wages, chemicals, debt service, and all the things that the water, like we spend $210,000 this year just on chemicals and stuff through the water that we had to do, valve replacements,
Electronics,
everything,
generators, fuel.
It all comes out of it. Energy, PSE&G bills, they all come out of the same thing. Everything's going to go up next year, and we're going to have to come up with the money. So if we generate $32,000, that would help a 15% increase on the actual OE line, which is, if you do the math, it's just already there, it's like almost 40 grand. So it's like probably $27,000, 27.5. So, and then a little bit on the debt service on the interest side, so you don't have to pay interest, you don't have to pay the principal for the first 3 years of a ban.
So do we have like a break even on that like an
Yeah, I don't
estimate?
want to
Like,
bring that in public yet. It's very high because we don't know, I don't want to go, and the other reason why I don't want to go too high is because we could get money from Solvay.
Yeah.
Or 3M or
Okay.
the other companies.
So we
We're
can
going-
be lower.
We can be
Just
lower.
come out of our pocket.
I'd rather shoot lower.
Yeah.
And then see what Solvay is going to get us, and like, if we get enough money from Solvay, it could, if they, I want $500,000 to $1 million. Like, that's what I'm shooting for, that could sustain us for at least 15 years, just paying debt service.
I understand.
So, and we can keep the cost down, and might not even go up in the water. But it also, we got things coming up, we got the water tower's gotta be painted. So there's a lot of little things we have to make decisions on.
So if it comes in, you need to spend it on exactly that,
Yeah,
on all things water related.
all water related.
And if we're short, it would come out of just the overall budget.
If you're short, and if your money goes, if you overspend in the water, it has to come out of the current fund budget.
I see, okay.
Well, I mean, we have done it, I think it's happened twice since I've been here, that we went and used the money from the current fund. And it was like a couple $1,000, it wasn't like crazy, they're deferred charges, they're called. But you're not supposed to overextend the water, what you spend in water, you have to keep in water.
I
So
understand.
if we spend over our OE, then we could, and it has happened, like it almost happened last year, I only had $84 left.
Wow.
At the end of the year, which was insane.
The idea is you want to get as close to that as possible.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for that.
Can I just ask a quick question? It's might not have anything to do with it, but we have a lot of residents that are in the rears with water.
Yes. And there's a new program out there called winterization, program that's sent by the DCA that just came out. Well, it's been here around, but it's, they just released it the other day. We're not a part of it because, it's, all it says is you can't shut off the water between November 15th and March 15th of any given year. And since we don't do that, so we don't have to be a part of the program. They want you to, like, you can, and then what it does is it makes you opt into the program, which is stupid. Why would you make people opt into the program that I think they would want if they're being in arrears? I'd rather it just be everybody we just don't shut you off, like, and I'll just wait till March 15th. But the problem is, we're gonna do tax sale early next year. So even if you are in arrears, you're gonna get hit in the tax sale either way.
And the
So-
DCA also offers another program to help. Of course, it's where you fall at, based on your income and all that, where
Yeah.
they will pay your water bills. That started in 2020 with COVID. Not a lot of people took advantage of it.
Yeah, LEWA.
Yeah, LEWA. So it's still on the website. It's still active, but not many.
But it's not many people use it, but I think they're not taking, they might be taking application, but they're not awarding anything. And it's winterization program, there is some help in there that you can sign up for to get the arrears paid off too. There's quite a few, I think in arrears, I think we have about $70,000.
And in regards to like being in arrears, there in 2020 COVID, state law kind of precluded us from shutting off people's water. As Ryan stated before, it costs money to pump water, so they're still using it. We're still putting out the money to send it out, but it's not being reimbursed. So there's no way for us to stop the usage, basically.
Can
So-
links to that, site be added to, maybe, are having issues with the website anyway, with,
What, that?
and the links to that.
Oh, yeah,
Or print out a letter with all that information and attach it in
Well,
the
the whole
bill we
thing,
send out?
the whole thing is to be part of the winterization program, you have to send a letter to every single resident. Like, that's one of the things that was part of the plan. We can do that anyway, and just
Yeah,
do
why
it,
don't we?
we do it regardless of, and then attach everything with it, even though we're not a part of it, but it might be confusing for people to say to opt into something that they don't need to opt in, but we're not gonna shut the water off.
Well, not even just the winterizing, but
The LEWA program.
the.
Yeah,
The LEWA program, I don't think they're taking any money, they're taking application, but I don't think they're paying anything. I haven't seen any money from that in
It's been
almost
a
a
while.
year. Almost a year. When it first came out, they were giving residents $1,000 here, and they only owed like maybe 400. And there's still people that have credits from them. I mean, they gave a lot of money out. And then they started getting smart and only paid what they had to pay, but they wasted a lot of money in the beginning. There's like 5 or 6 homes that have almost $1,000 in credits right now.
I mean, honestly, trying to get it for other people, if they can pay it, if they haven't been paying it out, at least people that have been, or will apply for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's something. So if I didn't, like, of course, well, who knew about it, but I didn't know about it. It can be
Well,
shared.
and the LEWOP, it was shared, we sent out a mailing out for everybody in town, we did send that out.
And people usually don't know about it unless they fall in the category of the.
That was done in 2021, I want to say, that was that email was sent out, I mean, that mailing was sent out to everybody. So we had to certify the state and everything, that we send it out, send out the note letters and all that stuff. So,
But it would be a courtesy this time, right? I mean, last time it was mandatory, this time it would be.
yeah, this time it's like, this time if you're part of the program, you gotta send it out, but if you're not part of the program, you don't have to. But we can send it out either way, it's not a big deal, we gotta send out the letter soon for the water thing, we can attach it all together. When's that quarterly letter due?
I'm gonna check my email.
November. So
So I
we
got
have
the
to send it
exact
out.
date. I have the exact date on my
I
email.
think it's like November 20th,
23rd.
before Thanksgiving.
I found the contact for that program, I'll send an email and see.
What's that?
I found the contact for that PCA program, I'll email and see if it's
For the
still.
DCA program, yeah. I got a couple names for the people that are part of that, so.
Yeah, I think that should be included in the letter, because I agree, it should go on the website, but
And also
the
the
majority of them are.
And there's also
Yeah,
the.
even if you can sign up for it, they might give the money out when they get more money, you know.
I think it's November 2.
I remember that, yes, as well.
A lot of people don't even know about that stuff, and that's.
It's a shame.
money for that's
They
money
give
for
that to
their
everybody.
pockets. I
That's
mean,
$1,500
the
for
state-
everybody.
The state is
I'm
giving
just
them money,
saying,
they should utilize it,
That's
they
what
get
we
it.
wanted to like,
Yeah, but the LEWOP stuff was mailed directly to every
No,
resident,
I'm
and people signed up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Actor and stuff like that. like the-
Yeah,
That's what I'm absolutely.
I agree. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay.
I have a question. Ryan, are you saying we don't shut off anybody's water anymore?
We haven't done it since 2020 started,
Since the pandemic,
since the
and
pandemic,
we've never picked that back up?
never picked it back up,
Why?
not once,
That's income coming in.
not once, never picked it back up. And we get, the money gets paid, even, because we're able to sustain it, as you would understand, we're able to sustain it because I still getting enough revenue to cover everything, and we would get the money anyway on the tax sale.
Okay.
So that anybody delinquent in the prior year is gonna go right to tax sale. So the money gets back, no one's crazy out of it. But the only people that could not go to tax sale were the people part of LEWOP. But the LEWOP people got credits by the time that everything came to tax sale anyway. So it was like a little bit of catch-22. So why we got the money back in the back end. But I know that's how we would always generate the money, make sure we had enough money to collect in the water to be able to fund the budget, to make sure we don't have a deficit. You're right on how we do it, but we get it back on the back end. All right, you good there?
All good.
Any questions? All right, so we have executive session tonight. The fun one's gonna be a little bit. You don't need a first second.
Call me if you need to.
All right, so we need, we have resolution number 147, 140, 150. Resolution number 150, 2024, discussing, ordinance changes, I don't know why I did that, but, it's for executive session for contract negotiation and ordinance, discussion. I need a motion to go into executive.
I'll see it, Cass.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
We're now going to the executive. Everybody that's online, this will be the end of your meeting. So just let you know, I'm shutting down the meeting and end the stream. I don't know how to pause it, so I'm gonna, end the stream. If I can figure out how to turn it back on, I don't think there's any, thing gonna be, passed after. but I will make sure there's a note on here.
You just have to recall.
How we go?
Good night, honey. Yeah, or David, Carl, or whatever. See ya.